We're going to be reading Genesis 2:1 to 3:1. Yesterday we read Genesis 1 to 2:1, and that was about how God created the earth. And then this one is going to be the man and woman in Eden. When the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, neither wild plants nor grains were growing on the earth. For the Lord God had not yet sent rain to water the earth, and there was no people to cultivate the soil. Instead, springs came up from the ground and watered all the land. Then the Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground. He breathed the breath of life into the man's nostrils, and the man became a living person. Then the Lord God planted a garden in Eden in the east. There he placed the man he had made. The Lord God made all sorts of trees grow up from the ground. Trees that were beautiful and that produced delicious fruit. In the middle of the garden, he placed the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. A river flowed through the land of Eden, watering the garden, then dividing into 4 branches. The first branch, called the Pishon, flowed through the entire land of Halah, where gold is found. The gold of that land is exceptionally pure. Aromatic resin and onyx stone are also found there. The second entered the land of Cush. The third branch, called the Tigris, flowed east of the land of Asher. The fourth branch is called the Euphrates. The Lord God placed the man in the garden of Eden to tend and watch over it. The Lord God warned him, "You may freely eat the fruit of every garden in the garden, except for the tree of knowledge of good and evil. If you eat its fruit, you shall surely die." Then the Lord God said, "It is not good for a man to be alone. I will make a helper for who is just right for him." So the Lord God formed from the ground all the wild animals and all the birds of the sky. He brought them to the man so that he could see what he would call them. And the man chose a name for each one. He gave the names to all the livestock, all the birds of the sky, and all the wild animals. But still, there was no helper just right for him. So the Lord caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. While the man slept, the Lord God took one of the man's ribs, closed up the opening. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib, and brought her to the man. "At last," the man exclaimed, "this one is bone from my bone, and flesh from my flesh. She will be called woman, because she was taken from man." This explains why a man leaves his father and the mother, and is joined to his wife, and the two are united into one. Now the man and his wife were both naked, but they felt no shame. The serpent was shrewdest of all the wild animals the Lord God had made. One day he asked the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees in the garden?" That's where we'll stop today. Tomorrow we'll go into the man and woman's sin. So please subscribe for more.